We're shedding our masks and breaking down walls. Hell, we may even drop our drawers. That's right. We're going commando with Angela and Dana. Hi, my name is Dana Sardano, and this is Angela DeMarco, and we are Going Commando. Going Commando is a little show that we put together because we understand the importance of authenticity, of being who you are, embracing that, and bringing that to the world. And we're doing that, and we're hoping by doing so, we give you permission to do the same. So thank you for joining us. Good morning, Miss Angela.
Good morning, Miss Dani. It's so weird because we spend like an hour talking before we start recording. So to say good morning to you is very strange. Yeah. So good morning, everybody who is listening and watching. Good evening. Whatever. Hi.
Good day.
Good day, sir. I said good day. Oh my God. We just had a whole conversation and now I'm just got to get my head in the game here. So should we just like jump right into it? Or did we blow our wad?
Yeah. Why are we here? Yeah. Nothing else matters. Why are we here?
Okay, nothing else matters. I'm very singy today. I was serenading Dana.
Oh my God!
Go to the bathroom.
Oh my God! So I have my earbuds, and I go to the bathroom, and Angela sees because my screen's on. Angela sees my cat walk by Seymour, and I'm trying to make poos, and she's like, "Suddenly, Seymour." I'm texting her. I'm like, I am flipping to Broadway here.
Don't need no makeup. Don't have to pretend. Suddenly, Seymour. He stands beside you. Sweet understanding. Okay.
All right. If you're still watching.
You guys, I mean, if anybody has been watching us, you know that I'm kind of like I get a tick. When I hear a song in my head, it's got to finish, it's got to play out. It's either playing out there and I'm not paying attention to you, or you just deal with it while I work through that little moment. So it's like an OCD thing, I guess. Okay, I got to touch the light switch 3 times. Okay. Hi, everybody. Back on the rails. Okay, everybody. So we are on the tail end side, right? We've got a couple episodes left.
Yeah. We got about 5 left, I think.
Awesome. So we've got about 5 episodes left. We're in the season 7 of Worthiness, and we're talking about Dana's and my amazing collaboration called I Am the Captain. The reason why this book is so special is, and it's like I'm in love with this book because it includes Dana's artwork. There are 16 stories that I wrote of different things that I've overcome in my life, different challenges, the way that I worked through them, the way that I saw them, kind of like in hindsight. It was kind of like my therapy, and my reason for writing them was for myself, right? To kind of see what I gleaned from them and gaining different things about like worthiness and stuff. And I've been through some doozy situations, divorce, like cutting off my family, traumas, PTSD, all kinds of stuff that I just like write about. And they're bingeable because they're like 3 or 4 pages each. And Dana took each story and did these beautiful paintings. If you're watching, there's a whole wall behind me. I have my own little gallery of me, which is amazing. But the way that the book is laid out is just each painting, is like the beginning of that chapter, which is, again, 3 or 4 pages. So it's just so beautiful. Like Dana's energy is in this. My energy is in this. We've got a beautiful forward written. It feels good. And I believe that people are going to be able to, just like we do here on Commando, right? Like we share our stories. We do it authentically, openly, because by sharing our stories, you can see yourself and be like, oh yeah. Oh, my situation is kind of like that. Oh, I like how you handled that. I'm going to try to look and see if I can do that too, or get a new perspective on what you're dealing with or looking at. Yeah. It just helps us all, right? Because we just want to become the best versions of ourselves that we can. So I feel like this is not a how to go and do it. That's Dana's job. That's your job with all the writings that she does and all of her brilliant teachings. But this is really just like a mirror for you guys to see yourselves. And just so proud of this book. And it's available. We're doing a pre-sale. If you order by December 15th, 2024, all those copies that go out by then will be hand signed and personalized by moi. And then if you join the Phenom Readers Club at phenom-publishing.com, we are going to have this as a book of month in January with great opportunities to get prints and things like that. So join us for this amazing time in Phenom Publishing's career. Like we are almost 2 years old. November 28th.
Yeah, the 28th of November
so
will be our 2-year anniversary.
2 years, guys. So we're in like what would be the terrible twos of a business, right? So the first 2 years were really about just like building our brand, building our library. And now we're really focused on what we want to do and taking it to the next level. So we're doing all kinds of amazing things to get Phenom Publishing out there, because the world really needs what we're bringing to the table. I really believe that, we've got political unrest. We've got so many things going on. And the main that I'm going to try to do this justice, Dana. When everything is chaotic on the outside, when everything is stressful and a mess, and it could be from your marital relationships to like your relationship to I say relationships because I've had a couple. It's in the book. But like even to like the people driving on the highway to, the man sitting, going to be sitting in office in the States here. And when all of that stuff feels so chaotic, really it's an opportunity for you to look within and to kind of just like focus on what is making you unhappy in your life. What is not working for you anymore. And all of the content that we at Phenom Publishing bring is all about doing that work, whether it's by example or by stories or by just taking you on these authentic journeys. This podcast, like everything that we do is all about that. And when you find, and I'm a product of this, I'm speaking from experience. When you find balance within yourself and you figure out what your purpose is and you go after your purpose with gusto and you live a life of joy, all of that stuff still exists, but you can handle it better. You can handle it with clarity. You can have, your opinions about things, but you're not entrenched in it. You can just enjoy life and start to manifest and build the life of your dreams. So that's my little soapbox. Do you have anything you want to add to that?
It's so many, like, as you're talking, I'm like, yeah, then this, and yeah, then that. But that was very much well said. You said about the things that are going on in the world. And I am watching, I've been on the sidelines, and I've talked to you about this, Angela. I've been on the sidelines for the last few years going, oh, what I'm doing, there's a need for this in the world. And I'm like, but clearly they're not ready because there hasn't been this huge response. And I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And then I'm watching the people that I work with closely, you specifically, I'm watching you change your world. And then I see this beautiful book that we've created together. This is you. This is the epitome of you changing your world. It's like right there, And so to see that, so now I feel like I'm a little bit closer in the sidelines. I'm like waiting in the wings. I have all these talking heads out there that are like, this is what's wrong with the world. And this is why politics is bad. And this is why the food industry is bad. And this is why our educational system is bad. And this is why our medical community is bad. And this is why, okay, now we know. But all the people are watching even more freaked out. What are the people going to do individually to be better? Well, let me show you how. And that's why I'm excited. I'm not excited to see the world crashing and burning. I'm excited that the world is crashing and burning because I know how to help the individuals make it better. So these are good times.
These are good times. And seriously, it's like, how the world does become better is by changing yourself, changing your world. The world becomes a better place because when we have clarity, when we have stability, when we're, Dana always talks about the pendulum swing, right? And when we first met, I'd be like, oh my God, everything's amazing. Everything's going to, and I'd be over here like, everything sucks. I'm going to like crawl into my hole over here. That's how I used to handle situations. And now it's kind of like, I'm like here. So I can handle situations with some that are like, have that are tough. Adversity. Thank you. Again, not fine literature, folks.
It's got pictures too.
I drop a couple F-bombs, just warning you. But when I have a situation that's hard, but I'm like here, so I can stay grounded in that, and I can feel the feels that I need to feel, because that's the emotion of the moment. I'm not a robot, but I can feel them, and then I can just be centered, and I can be grounded in it, and I can make better choices in it, and I can help somebody else too. I am able to help people. It's like that whole oxygen mask thing. I remember my first ex-husband. Like he was so verbally abusive, and I had gotten sober, and I learned the whole oxygen mask thing. Got to take care of yourself first, right? And I was like, and he was like, "Don't give me that whole oxygen mask first thing." And I'm like, but it's true. It's true. You need to put on so you can breathe, so you can take care of your child, right? Like
that's like Rob with, you and your root causes. I'm like, but what you're saying actually brings us to our point today. Today we're talking, I am aligned, the story of I'm aligned, and everything that you're talking about is about being aligned. We have the ability, like we become aligned within ourselves, because I'm actually writing about this in The Woo Was You right now, about all these aspects of ourselves that create us in the entirety. So we are all aspects. I'm like an aspect of feelings of security, aspects of my own creativity, aspects of my authenticity, my ability to love without conditioned expectation, my confidence, my passion. These are all aspects of me. And each of these aspects need to be balanced. Yeah. And with each one of them balanced, I become aligned. And when the foundational aspects are in balance, then the upper aspects kind of natural. It's like a zipper. The kind of natural. Oh, that's a good analogy.
That is a good analogy. Write that one down.
That for later. Zipper. So when you read the book, you'll know what happened here, folks. Yeah. Anyway, but it is like a zipper. When your foundational aspects are aligned, then everything else becomes aligned. And when you become aligned within yourself, you now align with the balanced version of what you desire. You could talk vibration and frequency all you want, but if I want to live in with freedom, financial freedom, and I want to live in abundance, and I want to have a healthy relationship, and I want all those things, when I pull my zipper, oh, that's so good.
It is really good.
My zipper.
Content creation in real time, folks.
Real time. But when I pull that zipper of alignment within myself, then everything else comes to me. And what's been happening, without understanding this, what we do is we try to get the things that we want. We put all our energy into getting the things that we want, and either we can't maintain it or we actually can't get it because we are not aligned within ourselves. So I am aligned is the message that we're conveying today.
Yes. So, when you're talking about the balanced version of the things that we desire.
Yes.
So let's talk money. Let's specifically talk money for a second. So let's say I am, I'm going to use an example of Phil. Phil had a very unbalanced lower chakras, right?
Yes.
A lot of instability, so he carried so much fear and insecurities and fear, like he had lacked safety and all that. So money was it. He had it stockpiled in the safe. He had it like in the mattress. He had it in the wall. He had it everywhere he could hide it, because he always felt like he would never have enough. Like he needed that money, and it became a security blanket. So what happens when you have like this fear of this money, right? Then it could go away and your whole world gets shocked or rocked or whatever. But that's what you're driven to do, is to feed that fear. Now, someone like me, I had an unhealthy, I am more like I have everything I need. And that's all that I will always have everything I need. That's where I live. That's my abundance. And I'm very happy. That's freedom for me to not worry. I have what I need. What I want, I'd like to go travel the world and have a bazillion dollars, but that'll come when it comes. But I had an unhealthy, unbalanced version of that, because I was like, I have everything I need. I could spend whatever I want. Right. And so I had a different relationship with money where there was always debt. It was always like struggle.
Yeah.
But I believe that I have everything I need. Yeah, I could pay my
Yeah.
credit cards off. Like it didn't, whatever. So it was unhealthy.
Yeah.
So for me now that I am very balanced in all of my zippers pulled all the way up, I have no, like, my relationship with money is just that it's just there. It's providing what I need. We have a good relationship, and I will continue to get everything that I need because that's the state that I am living in. Right.
Yeah, but we're not talking about money. We're talking about the foundational aspects within ourselves of feeling safe, secure, and grounded.
Mm-hmm.
And when you feel safe and stable, grounded and stable kind of go hand in hand. Safe, secure, grounded, and stable. So if I feel within my zipper, we're going to beat this to death, but if I feel unstable for whatever my beliefs, whatever I've adopted in my belief system about stability and what I need for stability, if I feel insecure for whatever reason, and usually it's those developmental years between 0 and 7, and a little, older because it builds on it, but between 0 and 7, if I am insecure, if I am unstable, if I lack grounding, for you, there's a lacking of grounding, and that's why you just kind of threw money around. You know what I mean? But that insecurity, Phil is what we'll call him. Phil needs money to feel secure. It's a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
So he needs something outside of him to feel secure. So he hoards and he tries to control and he worries and he does all that worry, imbalance, right? He does all of these things to feel secure, but he will never feel secure no matter how much money he has, because he is imbalanced in his aspect of security. If he can go back and recalibrate and balance that aspect of security, the money will then become a tool to get things that he wants to do, but it won't be about his needing to feel secure. If you're grounded in how you and stable in how you handle things, then you can have money and it can come and go from your hands because you're handling it in a responsible way. You're handling it in a way that is for your best and highest good. You're not spending it in a fantasy like, oh yeah, I have money and then I'll have money again. No, you're grounded in how you think about how you handle these things. So safety, security, grounding, stability, and then everything else is a manifestation of that, whatever that may be.
Yes. Okay.
Right?
Good. Thank you. Yeah, that's why you're the educator of us.
That's right, man. That's why I write my notes on napkins.
Zip purple. So that's really good. So the other thing that I really want to talk about or to give insight to is when we are aligned, right? And forget that the things and the stuff that we desire and want to align with, but when we are misaligned with somebody, then I want to talk about what that feels like so people can kind of start to feel that, because a misalignment with somebody, and I talk about this in the book, is like when you have those relationships, they feel amazing at first. This could be a friend, this could be a coworker, this could be whatever it is, and at the point that you meet them, you are aligned with them. And for whatever reason, whatever you go through, but everything you're aligned with. And then let's say you grow or you have an insight or you have a new learning, and all of a sudden it's a little uncomfortable to hang out with that person, or you kind of feel like you're bumping heads more or whatever it might be. I had a tendency to double down and work harder because it didn't feel good. And I thought it would be something that I was doing. Right.
And it was a product of your unhealthy coping mechanisms. And that's how you learn to cope. Work harder, love me, force it, drive it. That's all misaligned, lower zipper stuff. But anyway,
yes. So what happens now is once you understand that when you have a connection with somebody and then there's a dissonance, it's okay. And it's actually healthy, and it behooves you to let it go, to just be okay to move on, be okay to distance yourself, even if it's energetically. You don't have to cut ties and burn bridges, but just energetically pull yourself away, because what happens is when you cut that anchor or you take away the focus of this not working and you just kind of reside in this space, it gives opportunity for someone else that you're more aligned with to come in. And those opportunities are to help you get to that next level. Everybody we meet is an opportunity to get to the next level, to learn something about ourselves, to grow, right? But
Yeah.
for me, it was letting go of the relationship was really difficult. It's really difficult to do because of my insecurities and my wanting everyone to love me and be happy or whatever. But if I tell you guys the freedom that I feel when I do it, and then the people that I come into my life because I created that space,
Yeah.
holy shit.
Yeah. I'll tell you, Angela, I just want to give a little more, like I want to fill in what you're saying a little bit, because it's not just about relationships. It's about places where we move. It's about jobs. It's about anything that we get involved in. But let's just talk about like the relationships just for a second. So when two people come together and there is that spark, a spark of friendship, spark of romance, or whatever it is, it's because on some level there is we don't know it consciously, but there's an understanding that there's an alignment so both parties can learn something. Mm-hmm. That's why they're connecting like that, because it's about the learning. So they come together and it's under the guise of, ooh, I think you're pretty. Ooh, let's do kissy face. Ooh, let's go have dinners together. Whatever it is. Oh, you like cars? I like cars. Whatever the fuck. But you align, right?
Here's two cartoons next.
Oh my God. So anyway, so you align. But what happens is even though you align and even though it feels good, there are moments of discomfort. There's the overall blanket of it feeling good, but there are moments of discomfort because the growth that you have in these relationships, oh, he pees with the door open. I don't really much care for that. Or, oh, we just had an argument over who pays the bill, whatever. You know what I mean? Oh, there's discomfort, but there's learning. That's the discomfort, but it still feels good because you're both taking the opportunities to learn. When it stops feeling good is either when there's nothing else to learn and it's time to move on, and that's fine. But what we do is we get caught up in it and then it turns into like World War III and it ends ugly. But if you both can recognize, oh, this relationship's taken its course, and then move on, that's great. But when it starts to feel uncomfortable for one especially is when one stops trying to learn. When one, it's too difficult, it's too challenging, the avoiding and the learning, and the other one is still ripe for growth. And that's when the dissonance happens. So it's either they came together, they ran their course, like doing a job. You go, oh, we're going to do this job for 3 months, and we're going, okay, goodbye, and we go on our merry ways. You know what I mean? But when you come in and one person 6 weeks in is like, all right, I don't want to work anymore, there's going to be dissonance.
Yes.
And that's often what happens in relationships. And I could use my husband as a perfect example. We came together, we're growing together. We had our discomforts. We don't know what we were doing. I'm only talking about this in hindsight because, I think I'm smart in hindsight, but we're doing our thing. And then somewhere about 5-6 years into our relationship, I'm like in this exponential growth. And he's like, no, I'm happy here. And it was creating some dissonance to the point where I had to hold his feet to the fire. And when I held his feet to the fire, he was like, oh, okay. Oh, all right, okay, we're still doing this. All right, we're okay. And then he like proceeded to grow with me. But not everybody's able to do that. Some people are like, okay, I'm getting off here. Okay, so you're getting off here. And then you align with somebody who is able to grow with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you for clarifying that, because I think it's really important for people to not get so hung up on, like there's a lot of, this it's hard to do, guys. This is hard to do, but you have like the family member that is such a struggle. They take so much of your headspace and they don't give back, and they clearly are not where you are. It's okay to walk away from that for your own highest good. Yeah. I had to do that. I mean, I've had to walk away from a lot of my entire family, and
Same.
Yeah. And even like when I've thought about like going back or whatever, you know what I mean? Like checking in or whatever it might be. I know that they're probably where I left them. You know what I mean? And so why would I subject myself to all those things that I learned about that and why I walked away in the first place? Yeah. Do I not value myself? So I think it's really important that everybody kind of like who's watching, just take a stock of all the relationships you have in your life and see which ones are draining and which ones uplift you. And the ones
Yeah.
that uplift you, like, do more of that. Like I need to talk to you, Dana, every day. I need to
You're
have
welcome.
Dana grounds me. You're welcome. You're welcome, my friend. I'm like checking in. But I need to check in with you because I am at my best when I'm in your presence. And when we don't have like time together because the weekend and the kids, I'm like, I get all like
Oh
off
my God.
kilter. You're like my crack.
I had this thought yesterday, and because it really is to somebody who doesn't have a healthy, thriving relationship. And like a platonic friendship relationship, and especially with women, because women have a reputation for being catty with each other. It feels like we're like putting people on. But yesterday, I am on my computer. So just to give you an understand, I'm looking at my computer, and to the right, I have a screen here. On this screen, I have a Google form that both Angela and I are working on, that I created for her, and I put it here, and I had it up. I wasn't using it, and I'm writing a freaking book, and I'm an adult, right? I'm a grown up. I'm writing a book. I'm so smart, so erudite, right? Writing this book, and I see activity here. And now I'm like finding middle finger emojis, and I'm cutting them and I'm pasting them and I'm putting them on the thing. And I'm like, we spoke 12 times today and I'm still compelled. And here's what it made me think of, because I did have this thought yesterday, because I was realizing how
you were such a dick of like, let me work, dickhead.
And I'm like, and then it got caught up with the highlighted version. So now they're green. Middle fingers. It was fucking crazy. But anyway, so here's a thought that I had. And I think that this is really, really important. I always joke around about how the first 3 months of a relationship, nobody farts, everybody's perfect, everybody's on their best behavior. Always, right? I'm like, first 90 days, always. First 90 days. And then the masks start to come off a little bit. People start to unbutton their pants after they eat. They start to breathe a little bit. And you start to see the cracks in the foundation, which is fine because you're getting to know somebody. But then, do your cracks come together? That's what she said. But do your cracks come together? And then do you like build a foundation together? But that's when that starts to happen. So in every relationship I've ever had, other than Rob, of course, first 3 months, nobody farts, everybody's happy. And then it starts to fall apart. I'm in denial. And then I would spend another year after that trying to make it work, because I was, imbalanced and unhealed and all that stuff, trying to make it work. And then the last 6 months I was getting out. So all my relationships were just under 2 years of that thing. And the feelings that you start to have when the dissonance grows for somebody are, like distaste and disgust or whatever, because it's their fault, of course, because you haven't yet really become aligned, whatever. Okay. So what I was thinking about my relationship with you yesterday is it never gets old.
Yeah.
I never, like when my phone rings or if I get a text and I see that it's you, I'm never like, I'm always excited. Oh, it's almost weird because I never had, other than with Rob, and it's not even this extreme. You know what I mean? Because it's a different kind of relationship. Yeah. But that feeling, it's really hard to explain. But what I realized yesterday is because it embodies the health of a relationship, because those first 3 months, it's like that. First 3 months, you send a middle fingers over to each other. First 3 months, you get the text, you pick it up. First 3 months, but it starts to become unhealthy if you're not tending to it, you know what I mean? Unhealthy. And then you no longer have that excitement. There's no longer that interest. There's no longer that passion between one another. Mm-hmm. And I realize, Angela and I know each other 30 plus years, but we've been like up each other's asses for the last solid 4. And it's always been like this. Yeah. So that's really the marking of a healthy relationship. So if you're in a new relationship, first 3 months, and you start to see the cracks and the flags and stuff like that, it means one of two things. One is, if there's super red flags, then all right, maybe it's time to step out. But if you start to see these cracks, you don't ignore them. That's the work. That's the discomfort. That's the stuff that you're doing to grow together, to meld the cracks again. But to meld the cracks, to create a foundation together. And if you can't do that, then that relationship has run its course.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And we've had our moments, you know what I mean? But we talked.
Yeah, well, because it's hard.
We have healthily had our moments, right? Yes. We'll have some trying times. We'll have a ridiculous letter for that you rape me, to break up with me, and
all grammatically correct, well written out.
Of course, let's put it in the Hall of Fame. But then we'll talk it through, because we love each other and we want it to, we only want the best for each other, and yes. I think that's really what it's about, is like, now that I have this, it's like all I want in every relationship. It has to be like you fucking set the bar real high, dude.
You're welcome. But you know what? I'm just showing you, because now we could talk mirrors and all that bullshit. I'm just showing you your worth. You know, this is going to sound really, really fucked up, and I probably shouldn't say it, but Commando, when I was watching you discover your self-worth, you know, like when I'm doing the work or whatever, discovering your self-worth, like I would say things to you like, oh my God, I'm going to pick, but I would say things to you like, you think I'm great, right? Like, I know you think I'm great. So if I am truly as awesome as you think I am, as awesome as I think I am, but if I'm that awesome and I'm this just enamored with you, then doesn't that have to tell you logically how great you are? Because if I'm great, I would not be enamored with you.
Right.
Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. It's a mutual worthiness essing of each other's D's.
Yeah.
So anyway, folks, get in alignment so you too can have a best friend to S her D.
So you too can send middle finger emojis to your friends while they're trying to work. All right. I think we've gone plenty off the rails. Like, I think that we're like in a field somewhere, right? That's how we know we're done.
We're eating mushrooms somewhere. I don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah, totally.
All right. All right, everybody. So so with that, please go to phenom-publishing.com. Subscribe to the Phenom Readers Club. We send out 2 emails a month that we don't bombard you. We talk about a book of the month that we celebrate from our catalog, and about the author that did it, that wrote the book. And then we have like special prizes, and we have editorial stuff, you know, just us commenting on the world and stuff like that. So please help us get the word out as well. If you happen to find us on social media, you know, we're dabbling. We get annoyed. We pull back. It annoys us or whatever. But if you see us out there, please share our stuff, because we really do want to help Phenom Publishing be birthed into the world and make an impact that we believe we can make. We really want to help people. And so we can only do that if we have help too. So if you're there, please share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
If this thing on, if you're there, if you're listening.
If you made it this far. And then at phenom-publishing.com/captain, you can pre-order this bad boy, and we're shipping in like a month. So let's do this, folks. Let's do this.
I just want to say one more thing before we do our bye-byes. Please, if you trust or believe anything that I have said, listen to me carefully. There is nothing in your external world that you desire that you cannot have if you align yourself. Please know that. And it feels and sounds daunting, but if you just identify one aspect of yourself at a time, do I feel secure? Do I feel passionate? Do I feel creative? Do I feel authentic? You know, again, do I have love in my heart? Do I have compassion? Any of those things. And if any of them are imbalanced, if you're like, I don't know, not so much, look at it. Just one at a time. And I promise you, when you get those into order, you will watch your entire world change around you. Angela is living proof. I am living proof.
Well said.
All right.
Do it.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.
Stay fresh, cheese bags. See you next week. What are you sure?